So I still got to switch the motor and do a lot of stuff. One of the biggest problems is putting together a headlight that I'm happy with. I'm planning on using the stock housing shroud, but it's not DOT approved lens or anything. So I've decided to use a stock XR600R headlight, and there's a couple bad things against me going on here. Number one, this is not DOT approved, and it's a bastard size. There's nothing else that'll fit in here. It even says on it it's for off-highway vehicle use only. And I'm gonna skirt that issue. I've seen some people's YouTube videos of stock headlights and they have their bike street legal. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they have a high and a low beam. I'm going to attempt to make a high and a low beam using this. You know, a lot of this bike, I'm trying not to buy new parts. It's going together from 3 different bikes, and I want red. I need to decide which headlight I'm using. Hopefully this one without having to purchase anything. I need to decide which one I'm using so that I can go ahead and further make electrical adaptions, flasher, so on and so forth, a fuse. I'm intending on mounting some stuff to the side of this, a few minimal lightweight things, fuses and switches and turn signals and an LED flasher. Alright, so how are we going to do it then? Well, I've got a standard bulb. Actually came out of my other XR when I went to a better quality bulb. And what that's going to have, it's going to be spring loaded inside the housing here. I have to cut the spring down. I only need about 2.5 windings just to give a little pressure in order to hold it in place, similar to the stock ears and the way a light bulb goes in. And however, although the light bulb fits through and the base of this light bulb fits well in the housing, of course none of the rest of this is going to jive. My plan is to use a Dremel or something and take this down, leaving ears. 3 ears. Good luck. Okay, very carefully on the bench grinder, I've got the first outer surround of this, very carefully grinding. And now I need to make the pegs that are going to hold this in place. And you can see I've got 3 marks on here. I need to take it down to the inside parameter of the brown markings and leave those blue markings for pegs. Okay, well I got really close. But as I got close, you can see I got to take that down to nothing. The spot welds on the keeper busted loose because I was being too aggressive with my bench grinder. I had used a Dremel too to take this down to where it's at. I think I can do it. I'm going to have another donor headlight bulb. Okay everybody, we're starting from square one. Again, this headlight is a standard XR R, and it's not road legal. But this is mostly going to be a dirt bike, and I'm going to try to get away with it. And it's a bastard size. Nothing fits it. I can't even find a fog light that size. So I got a dual filament bulb, and I was modifying it, and it was going great until I busted off. I got a little too aggressive right at the end, and I busted all 6 spot welds on this. It fits in nicely, and I'm going to use a similar 3-prong setup to hold it in with a little spring. I'm going to cut this spring down, give it a little spring load. So I damaged it. I was cutting it down and leaving prongs on there to fit in and work properly, and at the end I got overzealous and I busted the spot weld. So there goes that headlight bulb. We're going to start all over again here, cutting one down. This one actually fits in a little tighter here, but it can't go in all the way until I cut some of this down, leaving just a prong. I'm beginning to think this is a dumb idea. Well, I've thought that for a few days. Off-road vehicle lens, and I'm trying to adapt this so I've got a high and a low beam in it. I've just manufactured this piece, and this fits in here. The bulb fits in through a 3-prong retaining system, which is kind of tight. Wouldn't want your bulb falling out. Similar, but not the same as the OEM bulb. Works on a different principle of a spring-loaded bulb, but it's so loaded. Here's my adapted bulb. Essentially, I had to cut down removed piece off of here, slide it all the way up, and epoxy that in place. And in order to give it the spring load, I have a spring cut down to only about 2 windings. Doesn't give me much, but that's all I can do. It's got the OEM bulb housing, a 35-35 bulb, but that gives you an idea. Here's high beam, low beam. Both beams. Low beam, high beam. The lens itself isn't made for highway use as far as magnification of your headlight on the road, and it's not bright enough. But I was going to do it anyway, and I thought maybe if it wasn't good enough, it'd just meet the street legal needs and I'd get auxiliary lighting. But I'm trying to make this a simple dirt bike without a lot of stuff on it, so I'd rather not have a pair of LED lights on the handlebars. And then the main killer, even with that thought, was the fact the headlight shelves right on the center of the forks, and that's right where the speedometer typically sits, so it was an interference. The speedometer's cable was coming right next to the plug. Finally, I had to turn around and get something else. I didn't know what I was going to get until I found that even though Baja Designs, you can still get a red headlight housing.